This is More Knowledge, More Wealth with your host, Gabriel Shahin. Gabriel is a certified financial planner and a registered investment advisor at Falcon Wealth Planning. This show does not intend to provide personalized investment advice through this broadcast and does not represent that the services or securities discussed are suitable for any investor. Investors are advised not to rely on any information contained in the broadcast in the process of making a full informed investment decision. Now here's your host, Gabriel Shahin.
Good day, this is Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth, here on every weekend talking about all important topics of personal finance. My job is to go over the knowledge you need to increase your wealth. Now, to the listener, you can always reach out to myself or any one of my colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short. Now, and by the way, you can get this episode, any one of our previous episodes as well, through iHeartRadio, Spotify, podcasts, you name it. Website's really cool. We have this knowledge center. You can click on it, direct link to YouTube, and so many cool videos that can help you on strategies and just your overall situation. Now, folks, I am the president of Falcon Wealth Planning. We are a fee-only, non-commissioned, folks, true fiduciary, and we go over all important topics of personal finance. It doesn't matter where you are, what stage in life that you're in. It doesn't matter if you're retired, soon to be retired, deep into retirement, never retiring, or literally 25 years old. It doesn't matter. It's where you are today, how retirement looks like, talk about taxes, investment, estate planning, insurance, folks, you name it, literally anything involves that dollar sign. And we're offering a free financial assessment where we're giving you 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time, folks, at no cost. We are calling this a free financial assessment. We give you literally that amount of time to answer those questions that you may have, really to help relate this show to your specific situation. So we are take advantage of that. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. All right, we got a lot to go over this episode. I had some technical issues earlier. I'm here trying to settle here, but you know what? It's perfect because this episode I wanted to focus on you. Now, it's always you and things that relate to you, but really it's had a situation that came up, and it was discussing with one of our clients that was having some issues at work. And so that is something that is really a key piece. And so they were getting burnt out. Has that sounded familiar? Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like you've been burnt out? Now, this person's been there for 11 years, and he's fairly young. He's 56, 57 years old. And so he was asking for help. He was thinking about a career move. He was thinking about switching companies. And he's upset because after 10 years, you get now 6 weeks of paid vacation. Now, his whole point is you can never take the vacation because he's so busy. And so this gentleman makes a decent amount of money. It's over 6 figures. So not hundreds of thousands a year, but about $150,000 to $165,000 a year. So the conversation was really focused on, can he afford to retire? So we went through this whole shebang trying to see if this individual can retire. And the end result of the conversation was he can to an extent. So he may not able to maintain his same lifestyle, but that's not the purpose of the conversation. The real value of our financial partnership we have with this individual was deciding what options that he has. So as he was looking at other places to work, something dawned on us. And now this is something that on this individual, he was just not happy with his current condition. His working condition has gotten so difficult, he was considering leaving. And we had to remind him a few things. The thing we had to remind him, the first part, was they know you for the past 10 years at this company. There is a value to this individual working at that company. And so we said, how about he tries to negotiate with them? Let them know that he is getting burnt out. Now, obviously, it depends on the personality of the organization, but here's a few ideas that we wanted to give. And this could help you in your situation if you are feeling that same thing. Because just because you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s, in your prime earning years, it doesn't mean you have to just grind it out, hate your life because you're making so much money. There are things that you can negotiate on because especially if you're a good employee, they appreciate you. It's hard to replace you. They know your work ethic. They don't have to retrain the skills. So I want to go over with you guys really just a core amount of things that you could do. These are 8 recommendations for you that you can go to your employer and talk about versus leaving, because you don't know that new culture. Have you ever heard the story, the grass isn't always greener on the other side? But you know this side. If it's truly a miserable environment, let's just say a terrible culture, just dropping F-bombs all day long, doing sexual harassment issues, and just your boss is just an absolute not fun person to work for, as you can imagine. I had other words I was going to say. Then obviously that's probably not something that's going to be fixed via request, especially if it's a small company, maybe 10 employees, 20 employees, 30 employees. Probably not going to get fixed. But here's the top 8 that we recommend. First one is working from home. If this is something that is good to you, because maybe the commute is too long, you let them know, can I do this job from home? Now, obviously, if you were LeBron James, he can't work from home, right? He has to travel with the team. So if it's a physical job, that's not an option. But if it's something that is literally something that is done with a computer and so on, don't discount that. And it could be 5 days a week. Heck, shoot for the stars. But maybe you say, hey, how about on Mondays and Wednesdays I do it? And so that's something that became a lot more popular after COVID. So number one thing is work from home. People like that flexibility. The information that's come out was saying that on average, people at work about 5.3 hours out of 8-hour shift. Why is it only 5.3? Well, because people have water cooler talk. They get distracted. People come in. They just hang out. They get pulled away, longer lunch, whatever the case is. Working from home in certain industries has proven to be the same or even better. So people are not distracted. They're more efficient. People getting pulled away. I know when I work from home, people are not coming up to me and asking me questions and things like that. So number one thing is work from home. Number 2 is, you could ask for more PTO. You can ask for maybe every other Friday off. That's not a crazy ask. People have done that in the past. So you can ask for more paid time off. It's either literally off. A lot of industries do this. You can have off every other Friday. So they call it 980. You work 9 days, right? And it's 80 hours. So you can propose these things. If you're a great worker and they're not going to want to lose you, you have nothing to lose, especially if you're actively looking at other places. By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here. And every weekend, we're talking about all important topics of personal finance. And the most important asset that you have is you. In that example I gave you earlier, the spouse says, if he continues to work there, he will die. He literally is so stressed out he cannot even sleep. That is not healthy. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be able to take the asset that you have and communicate that and deliver that and know what options are available. I'm telling you, all of the 8 I'm going over today, with the first one, work from home, second one, ask for additional paid time off, is these have happened. We have successfully done those for our clients. And folks, if you're just a little unclear, if your job situation is a little different, it depends on how much you make, what structure you are in the company, what projects you have going on at the same time, how long you've been there, if you've been written up versus a top performer. Give us a call. We can help, because the goal is to increase your overall financial situation. A lot of that has to do with your time management, which leads to health and enjoyment. Not everything can be valued in just dollars and cents. Some of it is just in life balance. This is why we're offering a free financial assessment. It's not just investments. Personal finance is more personal than finance. Give us a call. We can help answer those questions for you, and you could just be that sounding board. We can do that and be able to tell you and point you in the right direction depending on your situation. Listen, there is no right or wrong answer, but if you're in the middle of a career change, or if you're thinking about leaving your company, you should be looking at all your options, not just new options and opportunities. Phone number 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. So we can go over those items for you. The third thing, okay, if you notice, I didn't do this on the first 2. First one was work from home. Second one, more PTO. The third thing is get paid more. Literally ask for more money. And the best thing you can do, and some people just blindly say, I deserve more, is highlight employees or associates that you feel that maybe has been there longer that are getting paid more than you. and say, listen, I do twice as much work as this person. I can look at it in the numbers. Maybe you have a job that has, they monitor production. It could be phone calls. Let's assume it's cold calling and sales. This person only does 10 calls. I do 20 calls. This person generates 1 million in revenue. This person generates 2 million in revenue. How about this? Instead of giving me double the pay because I produce more work, produce more revenue, how about you give me a 50% raise and we call it a deal? You get what I'm saying? Provide a logical solution. Imagine if you were the manager. If you were in their shoes, that's how you have to communicate with them. More money. Okay? If it's warranted, ask. Number 4, we kind of talked about days off, but what about less hours? See, with some people, sometimes they're not morning people, and sometimes they get tired in the afternoon, sometimes after lunch. How about instead of coming at 8 every day, you come in at 9 or 10? You know, it doesn't have to be every day. Or you leave early on Wednesdays and Fridays and date night Thursdays, or whatever the case is. These are things that can be negotiated. Do not think it's not the case. If they like you and they want to keep you, don't look for another job. Look at what you have, especially if you like the boss. If the work is just too demanding, communicate. These are core pieces of making sure you're making the right decisions. I cannot tell you how many times people mess this up. And it's just unfortunate because you have value. There is a benefit to having you working on their team. Don't undermine that, and don't let anybody tell you anything other than that. So there's 8 things we're going over. That was the first 4, folks. When we come back, we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to talk about the next 4 things that you could be taking into consideration. Because, yet again, you are that strongest asset. Take care of yourself. Sometimes people don't do that, and I see it all the time from high earners and top producers. They start gaining weight. They start getting unhealthy. They start getting high blood pressure. Guys, you got to take care of you. You are the number one asset, not the $1 million you have in the bank account. You want to make sure you live long enough to enjoy it and you're happy. So what I'm trying to do is help you with the balance of that. Yet again, if you need help with it, if you want it specific to your situation, give us a call. We can help. Our phone number, 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Folks, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after a few words. This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth. That's on every weekend. We're going over all important topics of personal finance. We're going over retirement planning, making sure you're prepared for retirement, Social Security and strategies, real estate, taxes, avoiding them now and in the future, investments, reducing fees, commissions, and so on, insurance, and estate planning. Folks, we are offering a free financial assessment that you could take advantage of. We have offices all across Southern California, including the Inland Empire. Give us a call to take advantage. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website, falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short. Enjoy the show. We look forward to serving you. Welcome back, folks. This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth, here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today I wanted to talk to you just about you and taking care of yourself and doing what's right, because what I've seen in this, what's going on, and this is, you know what actually popped it up, was talking about like the NCAA. We were talking about sports over the weekend. Obviously, you got the Super Bowl, and you got all these activities coming up, and we started talking about college, where people played for in college and so on, and we started talking about thinking about how much money does the NCAA make, and they make and bring in over $1 billion. I mean, and when you look at total spend between just March Madness alone, it's $16 billion, and that was from a few years back. But that's from networks and advertising and things like that. Not all of it goes to the NCAA. So the idea, of course, I was thinking, it's like, okay, how these players were unhappy, and the state of California was the first to adopt this, to start paying players. They were the core focus. Some of them didn't have enough money. They couldn't even eat. They were going hungry, and the coaches would have to come and technically violate an NCAA rule by giving them food. So that's really where this came about, of talking about this, because essentially, like, the argument is, are they employees? Okay, and the answer is, if they're helping generate the revenue and they're playing in their association, I mean, there's a strong comment that we could argue they are employee, if nothing else, a contractor. And so that's why the NIL, name, image, and likeness, really came aboard to help keep them, retain them. A lot of people are going to professional right away. And the fact that they weren't getting anything outside of a free education and a small stipend wasn't good enough. So they changed that. So it had me thinking about you. It had me thinking about how could this benefit you in your work environment. So what I did for those people that are burnt out or maybe just unhappy, whatever the case is, looking to make a move, I said, start with your current employer and make them an offer saying, hey, listen, here are some ideas of how to make me happy. Because if you're getting burnt out and you're unhappy, I have 8 ideas. The first segment, I went over the first 4, which is work from home, number 1. Number 2, more paid time off. Number 3, just get paid more, ask for a raise. And number 4, working less hours, whether it's taken off early, whatever the case may be. So the idea is just telling you that there are other things out there that you could be doing to enhance your situation. So I wanted to discuss with you more ideas. And number 5 of the 8 recommendations that we have for you, because you are the biggest asset, the longer you're happy, you continue to work, the better your financial situation is going to be. Okay? So number 5 is a sabbatical, a paid sabbatical. I mean, literally, people do that in academia all the time, professors and so on. They do that to get a refresh, go into a different environment, learn, and so on and so forth. They're not working, they're not teaching. It's a refresh. I know sometimes I come back the most rejuvenated when I go on a vacation. People don't even like here at Falcon Wealth Planning, my company that I'm president of, they don't like when I go on vacation because I come back with such a clear mind and things that we need to focus on. I'm like recharged. Like everybody's like, oh, get ready. We got to catch up and keep up with Gabriel. So the idea of a sabbatical can be mutually beneficial if you can position it. Now, there is a paid sabbatical. Go for that. Negotiate that. Ask for that. And this doesn't have to be an every year thing. It's obviously not 1 month off every 6 months. Heck, if they give that to you, great job, great negotiating, and you must be fantastic. But it could be maybe 1 month off, 6 weeks off, maybe every 2 years, 3 years, very similar to academia and professorships. Paid would be ideal. Unpaid is another option. Some employers would be more keen on that, knowing they don't have to pay for you. These are, yet again, more important when you work for a company that has under 500 employees. They feel that a little bit more. Definitely under 100 and under 50 employees. If you need time off and they're not paying for you to have that time off, that still could be a good refresh for you, especially if you're a project-based employee and there's pauses. You just finished a project, or the incentive is, I'll get this project done. I'll even finish it 1 month early on our 9-month commitment. But then I would like all of March, speaking of March Madness, all of March off. So it motivates you, motivates them. It gets everybody happy. So do not discount that. Excuse me. Number 6 is negotiating benefits. Now, there's been multiple instances where it could be something as if you do end up going part-time. Well, you could still negotiate to keep your 401k match and your health care. It could be reverse engineered, where you can say you don't have to pay me for that. Maybe you can get on your spouse's health care and it saves them money, which makes you even more desirable. Yet again, more important for companies that are under 500 employees. They can appreciate that more. Those could be thousands of dollars a month. So we're talking tens of thousands a year of savings. In addition to that, maybe you can get a car allowance. Maybe they pay for your phone. Maybe they give you a food allowance, assuming it's work applicable or not. And so there are benefits that they can give you. A work computer, paid travel. Maybe that's a form of a sabbatical. Maybe it's not 6 weeks. It could be 6 days. But these are things that can be negotiated, especially if it's relevant for business to keep you there. Don't, I'm going to keep saying it, discount yourself. This is why just talking to other people that have gone through what you're doing is so important. You may love what you do, but it just might be a period of time you just need you need to focus on yourself and your mental fatigue more. People talk about mental health. It could be physical, it could be work, it could be just a lot of things going on in your life. Mental health, it just means I need a break, right? A timeout. Back in the day, you used to get slapped in the face to get you out of it. Now, even though you still may need a slap in the face at times, your spouse may agree, or one of your friends, now it's just a time of you putting so much work. Now everything, you're so easily accessible on your cell phone, on your computer, and through emails. It's like you never turn off work. So we can argue there's a reason companies are more successful, more profitable, and so on, because their employees are working 24/7, it feels like. And some companies, literally, there's always an employee working. So my comment to you is, if you need help with this, and if you don't have somebody to talk to, that's where we're here to give you a call. We can point you in the right direction, tell you what you can do, depending on your situation, see what your needs and wants are, and maybe you don't even know, but we can help you uncover just base. It's almost like a free psychology session, if you think about it, but related to finance. Folks, give us a call. We'd love to help. We've got offices all over. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, and there's an assessment page you can just fill out, and somebody will be reaching out to you when that comes in. By the way, folks, if you are just joining us, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. And I was going to discussing right now the top 8 things you could do if you're looking to leave your job, or you're fed up, or you're getting burnt out. So there's 2 more left. Number 7 is talking about retirement benefits and 401ks and so on. So number 7, you can negotiate those things. Yet again, it could almost tell the employer you don't need to match. Maybe you have 2 jobs and somebody else is matching. Or maybe you're just already financially secure. You tell them you can turn it off. I won't match it. It makes you more desirable. And with that, you can offset your working hours. Hey, listen, I make $150,000 a year. You match 5%. That's $7,500. I just saved you an employee match. How about you give me an extra week off? Because of that, you can negotiate anything if it makes financial sense. Now, working at a big, massive conglomerate, absolutely not. They don't use a brain at those places. They have an HR and they're like, nope, it's too hard to break the rules, so absolutely not. So typically under 500 employees, definitely under 100, it matters, right? So just commentary there. You can utilize that to your benefit. The last one, number 8, is contract worker. So you can say, hey, I want to work on contract. This means you're like more in full control. This could be for project based. They could say, hey, I'm comfortable working 40 hours a week for the next 20 weeks, whatever the case is. And some employers really do like this. Now, depending on the employer, they can and cannot do this because of the state they live in or the industry they're in. You need to be an employee. So obviously this doesn't work for everybody. But this could be good because the employer doesn't have to pay for your employer taxes, like half of your Social Security and half of your Medicare. They don't have to pay for your health insurance. They don't have to do 401k matching. So you become very desirable to them. If you make $150,000 a year, and depending on your situation, they may be spending more like $200,000 a year. But now, if they pay you $150,000, it's $150,000. You might not get PTO matches or paid time off and things and holidays, but you can negotiate those. You can just have them pay you for those hours. So my point to this is, and these are just the top 8 ideas, right? There could be 80 ideas, but this is just what we see. You retire once in your life. We retire every single day. That's why we have dozens of advisors, thousands upon thousands of clients, and we've helped tens of thousands of individuals. This is a key element of what a financial partner does. It's not just managing your money. Don't get me wrong. It's easy. Okay? We're good at it. But that's one piece of your financial situation. How about your mental stability? How about your physical health? How about just making sure you last longer? How about you saving you money by not taking another job that you like or that caters to you but pays you less? Saving less than or paying less in taxes, so on and so forth. There are so many different things that can add value to your situation. People just are not aware. Why? Because they have no experience. What am I offering? Is you experience. I'm offering you to give us a call. This is what we do on a daily basis. We help you with your financial situation. If you notice, we didn't really talk much about financials. We talked about you and your employer. That's one element. There's housing, there's kids, there's paying for college, paying for weddings. There are multiple different ideas and strategies that are burdens and cause us stress in your day-to-day life that we have experience on. How do we have experience? It's because we learn from you. You're one person, but we've helped thousands of you. We learn from them. And what do we say when there's a good idea? That's a good idea. I'm going to use that. Imagine doing that at 1,000 times 1,000. Give us a call, take advantage of our knowledge, and take advantage of our free financial assessment. We'll give you 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time, folks, at no cost. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON. like the bird. Folks, that was a fast show. I want to thank you for tuning in with us this weekend. You can always reach out to myself or any one of my colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's Falcon, WP.com for short, where you can get this episode and any one of our previous episodes as well, whether it's through iHeartRadio, Spotify, or podcast. And then our Knowledge Center on our website is great, which redirects you to YouTube. So many great YouTube videos that are out there. And we made it because of you. You sent in requests at radio@falconwp.com. That's radio@falconwp.com, and we make these videos for you. So please continue with those inquiries. More videos are coming out as well. Folks, we want you to have a fantastic weekend. Have a great week, and God bless.